everyone, in this video we are going to discuss our water treatment process. So in other words, what we're going to do is figure out exactly what is done to our water between when they pump it out of a lake or an aquifer and they deliver it all the way to our house. And so when we turn on our faucet and get tap water and then drink it, it is 100% in theory safe for us to drink. And so what do we do to our water to make that happen? And so what we're going to do is go through the actual water treatment cycle. So the first thing we're going to do here is we have to actually get our water source. And so this can happen from a lake, from a stream. For my example, I'm just going to say it's coming from an aquifer. So now, once you have the water, the first thing you do is you try to filter out the big pieces of pollution. And so what you do is you use what are called screens, and they're very thick, and they're essentially just used to filter out sticks and weeds. Okay, so the big pieces that you could easily see with the human eye, you can see clearly you don't want to drink a stick or a weed. All right, then what happens is this water is pumped over to a section that is full of really big paddles, okay? Really big paddles, and the paddles are used just to stir the entire mixture up. And the reason we do that is because between the screen and the paddle process, we actually add something, and they're called flocculating agents. So F-L-O-C-C-U-lating. There we go, flocculating agents. Not a word I write every day. And so now what happens here is we add two different pieces. So you add aluminum sulfate, and you also add calcium hydroxide. And what happens is these two pieces come together and they create aluminum hydroxide. And so now we know from previous videos that aluminum hydroxide, specifically OH pieces or hydroxides in water, are not soluble. So what happens is we make this solid, and then we force it to go through this entire process. Now the reason we use aluminum hydroxide is A, because it's not soluble, but B, and this is the most important part, is that it absorbs clay and dirt on its surface. Okay, so aluminum is notorious of this. It has things adsorb to aluminum all the time. And so when I say adsorb, what it means is that picture something like this. This is a sheet of aluminum oxide. Something will come and it will basically get stuck right on the very top of the surface. And so what happens is all the clay and dirt that interacts with it gets stuck on the aluminum hydroxide and then it stays there. So what we do is we filter out the sticks and the weeds, we add these agents to it, we stir everything up, so we force every single little water molecule to interact with this aluminum hydroxide to make sure that any clay and dirt that is in our original sample of water that we're trying to clean is removed. So we do that by using the paddles to stir everything up, and then we pump it into something called a settling tank. So a settling tank is basically what it sounds like. We give our solution or our water mixture some time to settle. So all of that dirt, primarily all of that aluminum hydroxide, is going to slowly settle to the bottom. So now when it settles to the bottom, we are able to then, so you kind of form this solid at the very bottom. This is solid. What we're able to do is take this top portion, all this clean water that has now been removed of its clay and dirt, and we're going to move it forward to the next process. So the next piece, and I'm going to come down here just for the sake of our argument and our safe. So this is the next piece after it's been interacting with the settling tank. This is called charcoal and a sand station. Okay, your charcoal and sand station. So we've got all this coming in, it's already interacted in our settling tank. So now our water that was removed from our settling tank is now passing over charcoal and sand. Well, charcoal and sand is great to filter particulate matter. So up until this point, what we've done, step 1, we got rid of our sticks and weeds. Step 2, we got rid of our clay and dirt. Step 3, we're getting rid of anything left over. So our teeny tiny little pieces, our particulate matter, we pump them through these layers of charcoal and sand. And so whatever water gets to the other side, in theory, is pure of all of our pollutants that are maybe like our weeds and our sticks and stuff like that. Now what we have to do is treat the water in case anything like bacteria has come in or something else. We actually add something else, and I'll tell you that in just a second. So the first thing we want to do is treat the bacteria. And so in this station, this is called our chlorination station. And so in our chlorination station, what happens is we actually just add chlorine molecules. Very simple. And we do this because they immediately kill bacteria. Okay, so this is something that is an incredibly important step. If we did not do this step, all we would be doing is filtering our water to make sure all the dirt and gunk is out. We want to make sure any bacteria that has made it through all of those other phases, we want to make sure that's out so that when we drink it, we don't get really bad stomach problems or worse. After the chlorination station, we go to a fluorination station. This is really fun today to say. You guys should do it. Fluoridation station. All right, so now in the fluoridation station, what we do is we add fluorine molecules, but this is actually for our health. This is to promote human health, and this is to reduce tooth decay. So we know fluorine molecules are really, really good for our teeth. All humans have teeth, so we as a group, as the United States decided, we're going to fluorinate all of our public water. And so that way, we are automatically making sure that our beautiful teeth are staying, and we are keeping them and making sure they're nice and safe. But essentially what we're trying to do is filter everything out, make sure the water's safe, but we just really, really, really want to make sure that our bacteria and our sticks are not in there. And then the last part is just kind of for fun. Bonus, I would say. And then very end, this goes to your house, and you can now drink clean water. Yay! Very exciting. So that's the water treatment process. So now let me ask you something. Which step is the most important? Okay, I tried to hint at it, but I didn't actually say it. So what do you think? Did you get an answer? Hopefully you did, and the most important step by far is absolutely the chlorination step. If we don't chlorinate our water, we could be easily ingesting a number of bacteria, and that is the fastest way to make sure that we actually put our human health at risk, so you could hurt yourself that way. So make sure you're drinking clean water. If you want to know more about this, you can easily Google anything, or please shoot me an email. I'd love to talk about it. You know how obsessed I am with water. This makes me so happy. So please have a great week. Take care of yourself and drink clean, nice, safe water.